If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description. Okay, so Polo G is about to drop the deluxe version of his latest album, Hall of Fame, which in itself is basically a whole nother album. He even titles this the 2.0 version. It got a whole nother cover art. It's like titled as this whole new thing. It's dropping this week. It's dropping on December 3rd. And in this video, I wanted to go over everything that we know about this record so far, including, as I just said, release date, the cover art, the track list, the features, the stuff we got so far, and how this whole thing is promoted. We got a lot to cover, so let's jump straight into it and get to the facts. So let's start with the history of this thing. We knew that a deluxe for Hall of Fame was gonna come ever since Hall of Fame dropped in, I think it was May of 2021, and we waited a whole, long time for this thing, but then he came through with the announcement that this was gonna be the Hall of Fame 2.0. This thing got its own trailer. When you go to YouTube, you can look up the trailer, and in the trailer, Polo is kind of reflecting on his past and his come up in the music through his 3 studio albums so far, so Die a Legend, The GOAT, and Hall of Fame, and this new 2.0 is in itself a whole new project and album for Polo. I really like how he incorporates all 3 of these different steps in his career in that trailer, and then also later on in the cover art as well, because that's what we're going to talk about next. The cover art was also announced in that trailer. We also got the release date, but I spoiled that already right at the beginning. It's December 3rd, this week, this Friday. So as I said, we got the cover art as well, and this is looking amazing. This is, to me, this looks better than the Hall of Fame cover art. And Polo G is someone who very often gets criticized for his cover art, but look at this one. We got all the different phases of his career. We got the Die a Legend young Polo. We got the GOAT Polo that was finding his place and finding his sound in hip-hop, and then we got the latest form of Polo G, the Hall of Fame Polo, which you're also going to see on this new record. So I truly love this cover art. Honestly, this is in my top 10 cover art of hip-hop in 2021. I just love this. I thought that was a great just making a whole different cover art for your deluxe. It just shows how devoted you are to that, and it does also show in the track list, because we're gonna look at the different individual tracks in a second, but we knew from the get-go that this was gonna be like its own kind of little project. A lot of artists have done this over the past couple of years. Uzi did this, Nav did this. We've seen all these artists drop deluxes with up to 15-20 tracks, and they're basically whole new little projects that are just marketed as a deluxe because the album that the deluxe is based on just did so well. Polo was kind of doing that himself here, but I think he does it in a better way by just making this like an extended version of the original album, and making a whole trailer about the deluxe, as I just said, just shows that you truly care about it and it's not just another cash grab. So let's look at what this track list actually has for us, because we went over a leaked track list. Even I made a video on that like a week ago, but then we also got the official track list. So let's look at this. First track, Batman Smooth Criminal, the only single that we got so far, and I love this. He got a Michael Jackson sample and interpolation in there. I thought he truly had some balls to put that on there, and I do think this track is pretty good. As I just already said in my videos that I made on this like a week ago, we can't really tell a lot from this about the album, what the album is going to be like. I always say album, but I mean deluxe edition obviously, but it's like an album. It's 14 tracks. I mean, look at this. So we have Batman Smooth Criminal as the only single so far, and as it's dropping this Friday already, so tomorrow, we're probably not gonna get another single until then. But still, let's keep going. Don't Play with Lil Baby. Y'all know I'm excited for this. Lil Baby and Polo G always go hard, so I'm always looking out for that. Start Up Again with Moneybagg Yo. They also, Moneybagg Yo always goes hard in any feature that he hops on, so I'm always also looking forward to that. Then we have Heating Up with Young Liv. Some of y'all told me that Young Liv is signed to Polo and that his music is really fire. So I am excited, and I do want to find out what Young Liv has, to bring to the table, and maybe in the future also get into his music a little bit more. Then we have Black Man in America, Young and Dumb. Then the track that I think most people are excited for, which is Unapologetic with NLE Choppa, because most people that have heard the leaks, because there are a lot of leaks, and probably most of these tracks are just the leaks under different titles. But that NLE Choppa track, a lot of people say that it goes hard. NLE and Polo teased at it on Twitter already, saying that this is the one that goes the hardest. So I'm looking forward to that as well, because they also just dropped the song Jumpin' for NLE Choppa, and that was fire as well. So always on the lookout for the two of them. Then we got Fortnite, Decisions With You, Parting Ways. Then a little TJ feature, Suicide. The two of them will pop out. They just elevated their careers, both of their careers, to a whole nother level. So of course I'm gonna look out for that little TJ feature. Then we got Piano G. I think a funny reference, because people always accuse Polo G of only hopping on piano beats, but in this case he's just taking it humorously and making a joke of himself as well. And the last track, Alright. Then at the bottom of this track list, you can already see again 3 championship rings with the Dia Legend, DAL, then the GOAT, that literal GOAT on the ring, and the HOF, the Hall of Fame. So again, going through these different phases of his career, and I love that. I think that is such a nice way to promote your Deluxe and not just have it, be there as this lifeless just addition to the record. So shout out to Polo for showing all the people in the game how to do a Deluxe and actually making the fans excited for it, because low-key this is like a new Polo album. I mean, the original Hall of Fame, I wasn't too much of a fan of it, y'all know that, except for like Bloody Canvas and Clueless. But the original Hall of Fame already was, I think it was 21 tracks, so 14 tracks is a whole nother album, but it's still connected to Hall of Fame, because it's not like, it's not like he spent a whole year making this new album. So I see where he's going with this, and I am excited for this. What we heard so far in Smooth Criminal, I love that, and I hope that he just tries some new stuff on this, because what I criticized about Hall of Fame was that he just wasn't going out of his comfort zone enough. So this is everything we know so far. We know the track list, the cover art, the release date, the background behind this, how he promoted this with his trailer. We got one single so far, Smooth Criminal, that I absolutely love. And all of this stuff that I just said is, of course, just my opinion. So now I want to know what you think about this. Are you excited for this new Deluxe edition for Polo G's latest album, Hall of Fame? What'd you think of the single, Smooth Criminal, Batman? What'd you think of the track list, about the features? Which ones are you excited for? What do you think about the cover art? I truly believe that's one of the best cover arts that I've seen in quite some time. All of that, let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media and blog down in the description. It really helps me out. Until the next one, y'all have an incredible day, and y'all take care.